Hello, everyone, and welcome to Acorn Life Mastery. I'm here today with Lorianne Vaughn, and she is one of our founding members. And she's here today with us to talk about using social media to build visibility. And I'm very grateful for Lorianne. She's taught me so much. A little bit of her background is she's big into helping podcasters, authors. What else am I missing?
Speakers.
Speakers really develop their signature talks, their signatures when they're doing podcasts on really how to present themselves well. I know that this is a course that I am going to need very soon, and I'm so happy to jump into that very soon and have her teach me, because I've already learned so much, but I know that there's so much more I can learn. So tell us a little bit about your program and what you're bringing to us today.
Well, what we're going to talk about today is using social media to build your visibility in the various different platforms. Because even if you don't want to admit it, business is being done in the social media platforms. So we have to embrace that and go with it. Now, I want to be real clear. I'm the behind the scenes person. So I don't normally get in front of the camera, so bear with me. And we'll see how this goes. But I just want to give you a brief overview so that you can look at what you want to really focus on, which platforms, things like that.
Cool. Awesome.
So if you are ready, I am going to share my screen and start with our slides. So as you can see, it's all about using social media to build visibility. And it's not moving my, it's not.
Try maybe hitting the space bar. Sometimes that'll.
Yeah, I usually just do my down arrow. And that usually works. So hold on. I so apologize, people. So let's see if we do it this way. And I just start from the beginning. And we'll see if it progresses now. So there we go. So as you can see, there are so many different platforms that are out there that we need to embrace. But you don't really want to spend all of your time on all the different platforms. Although my company, we are in Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and YouTube. The one that I have not embraced yet, and might be just because I'm old and I don't like to be in front of the camera, is TikTok. But I know that many people are starting to use it for business as well. As I say that, what you want to do is figure out which platforms your ideal clients are on. If you are a business to business type of company, you really want to focus on the LinkedIn and Twitter and Instagram. If you're more a personal coach, you would want to focus on Facebook, Pinterest. Believe it or not, Pinterest is the third largest search engine in the world, and people are doing business on that. It's not just a bunch of, women trying to pick out an outfit or a new way to change their house these days. So really focus on who is it that your ideal client is, and this will help you determine where you spend your time and where you place your postings. Now, how to get the word out without spending a lot of money. And, there are so many different companies that are reaching out and trying to sell you on this program or that program. This can be done on a no budget kind of situation. You really have to, though, go into, like I said, creating the full picture of who your ideal client is. Then you create your graphics. This can be done on Canva, free of charge. The key here is to make sure that you actually do have a strategic plan. Think about the impact and the desired results you want to see, from your posts. So when you're looking for content, there's 4 types of posts that you want to consider. You actually want to consider promoting someone else. As I tell my clients on Twitter or on Facebook, follow the icon in your field and make comments and tag them when you see something that you agree on or whatever. You want to make sure that they see that you're following them and their followers will see you, assuming that your comments are authentic and intelligent. Don't just post to post. You need to have a strategic plan. So when you're low in content, promote someone else's content and make a comment on it. Another form is to teach them something. A lot of times we need to show them what the value is in what we're providing. So teach them something, and without an ask, okay? Then ask questions to stimulate the interaction. And then the 4th type is to give them some information on how you can solve the problem. So that's when you get into your semi-sales kind of post. You can do this through Facebook Lives, LinkedIn Lives, although that one is a little bit more difficult to get approval to do LinkedIn Lives, but that doesn't mean that you can't post a video that you did live on Facebook. And then once you've got that video, you can then post it on LinkedIn. They just have to go through it and approve it first. But I post different content on different platforms because the way you speak to a company may be different than the way that you speak to an individual. So really keep in mind who you're talking to. What is that plan? What is the goal of what these posts are all about? You'll see that on my personal Facebook, much of it is really quotes and things that show the level of caring and the fact that you really need to focus on your goals and go for them. Things along that line. So they get a sense of the person that I am. And yet my business Facebook page is much more what we can do for a client. The same is true for LinkedIn. Those posts are more about the executive that I want to help that now wants to go out and speak. So see, it gets tweaked a little bit for each platform. But one of the things that I think is really great is podcasting. Podcasting is a great way to get your message out. When you're posting on social media, you may get them for a 30-second quick read, maybe a minute or two if they're reading your blog. And yet, if you go on a podcast, you've got them listening for up to a half hour, maybe even 45 minutes, depending on the podcast. So you really want to take a look at the fact that it's max about an hour of your time, but you've got 30 to 60 minutes of delivery of your message. And you don't really have to deal with the technical issues and all the production costs, things along that line, if you're just guesting. They will, 9 times out of 10, the podcast will give you all the graphics to socialize it for them. So really, it's a matter of an hour of your time. But there are things that you need to have to be able to get onto podcasts. And this is where we talk about a speaker kit and what you need to have in that speaker kit: a short bio, the topics that you speak on, the learning objectives that you want to teach their audience so they can understand whether it's really good for their speaking audience, You want to have some testimonials saying, hey, Lorianne's just the greatest thing since sliced bread. Well, we'll see about that. And you want to give them all your social media URLs, because this way they can follow you. And when you're, and obviously your contact information, but this gives them a sense that they can go in and really take a look at how you come across, what your message is, so they can decide, oh, this would be a great, conversation. You want to make it easy on the host. So what I always have my clients do is I make sure that they have just a Word document with some possible questions. Doesn't mean that the host has to use them, but it gives them a sense. Now, I did want to tell you that you also should have a microphone and earbuds, because most podcasters really want the sound to be as good as possible.
And those are the high-end microphones?
No, my microphone cost me less than $100. It doesn't have to be, top of the line.
Bigger ones that you sort of see.
Yeah, no, you can. I mean, can you see mine? It's just a little microphone, but it does cut down on the background a lot. So, but the beauty of doing a podcast is that you can now use those spots for all the media platforms going forward. You can socialize all the spots, and it's really expected by the podcast hosting. And you can do Facebook Lives as lead-ins, but you can repurpose your guest spot by taking the nuggets out of your content. And what you do is you transcribe the podcast for blogs. What you can do is there's this great free app called Otter, like in the little water animal, otter.ai. You can listen to your podcast as it replays and just put on Otter. It will automatically transcribe your whole podcast. And then you can break that up into nuggets for tweets or social posts. And you can take that and break it down for a possible blog. I think this is a great way to build your content by doing podcasts, because with each podcaster, it may be a different conversation. And as you're getting started as a speaker, it's a great way to really niche down on your message as well, without having to remember that I have to, like I'm doing this webinar, like I have to remember all the different things that I wanted to say. You don't have that with a podcast. So those just getting started in the speaking realm can really take this as a time to get your message clear. If you look at my first podcasts, I think I said half the time, so when you feel that you're doing that, just pause a bit, repurpose what you wanted to say. But within a podcast, you get to just have the time to have a conversation. And I think pretty much we all can have a conversation. You want to then also make sure that you update your speaker kits with featured on such and such a podcast. It will, especially if you thought it went really well. If you thought it didn't go well, don't add it to your speaker kit. But, the key, though, really is consistency. And I know that can be difficult for some of us, especially if you're a solopreneur, but you need to post every day on your platforms. You need to blog every week. If you do the lives, which, as I say, I don't normally go in front of the camera. I'm a behind the scenes person. Do them consistently, but please keep them short. Keep it a minute just to click in and say, hey, I wanted to give you my idea for the day, or here's my quote of the day. something that shows them who you are, but you're not expecting them to stick around for 15 minutes. Nobody's going to. This is our society does not stick around for 15 minutes for just about anything. So keep it short, keep it authentic, but be consistent. And of course, I focus on speakers, authors, and podcasters, but the reality is this is good for any type of business. Even if you're a plumber or an electrician, you want to put your stuff out there. And I would focus on, if I were that type of person, Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. And you just, because you just never know who's looking at what. And it shows them that you're up on things. As a solopreneur, as I said, it can be difficult to try to get all this done. So there are programs out there like Buffer and Hootsuite and a whole bunch more, but I tend to focus on Buffer. I like it. I know it. And it works beautifully to spend your Saturday or whatever, setting up all your posts for the week. And then it's not that difficult to then have a post and be consistent. Just schedule a couple of hours a week to put it into your scheduling program, and you're gold. You really are. But truly, if there's anything I want to tell you going forward, the key is consistency. Post something every day. Not a sales thing every day, or you're going to turn everybody off. My kind of, what's the word I want? Ratio is, as I said, there are the 4 different kinds. Teach them something, promote someone else, go through and give value, and maybe once a week you put in a sales thing. So I say it's like 1 out of every 6 posts really should be a sales type, driving them to your site.
Yeah, I've heard it about 1 out of 7. So
yeah, it all depends on how much content you actually have.
Mm-hmm.
I have a blog that goes out every single Tuesday morning at 10 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Every single Tuesday. And it takes time to build that audience. I've been doing it now for probably about 8-9 months now. And it started off as maybe 2 people would look at it. Now I'm having 50 or 60. It's still not huge, but if those are my tribe that's going in to read it each week, those are the people I want to touch anyway. You don't need to be reaching 1 million people. You couldn't handle all of them anyway. So really focus on who your tribe is. That's why it goes back to that, who is your ideal client, because you want to build that tribe. Yeah. So, I really did want to keep this short and sweet. I am here to answer any kind of questions. If there's anybody out there that has a question, I'm happy to answer them, but reach out to me. I'm happy to have a conversation and see if I can be of service. But again, I focus on speakers, authors, and podcasters. But what I gave you today can be used by any type of company. You need to just focus on who your ideal client is and play in that playground. And if you need, advice, happy to give it to you. Cool. So that's it. I'm always short and sweet, right, Adam?
Yeah. No, and that's great. And, better short than and sweet and to the point than, going on through long talks. And, I know when I see long YouTubes and it's like an hour long, I'm like, oh, forget this. I don't have time for this right now.
Exactly. And you can't go into this kind of, subject matter in huge depth
Mhm.
in this kind of environment, because you really want to focus it on each individual client, which is what we do here. So like I said, I'm happy to have a consultation with anyone, and that's free of charge.
Mhm.
But if we're going to do that for you, it's obviously going to be for you, not just a generic kind of post.
Now, you also have something really exciting that you just launched, which is your mastermind team, right?
I am. I'm so excited about it.
Mhm.
Our first cohort starts January 12th. And what I have started is a mastermind specifically for speakers.
Mhm.
Many of the networking situations that are out there now and the masterminds are for business, right? To help you with your business or a personal thing. But it doesn't really focus on those that really want to be speakers. And so I said, no, that's what they need. I'm not somebody that needs to be in a BNI group. My clients are not the plumbers, the banker, the this, that, and the other thing that those type of networking groups have. So I thought, what an awesome way to really build the networking of speakers, yet helping each other as we grow, um, to get out there. So yeah, thank you for mentioning that. Yes, um, assuming that I see that the value is really being um, of high level, for my cohort, I will be starting another one in February as well. So if you're interested in that, we'll look and see if we want to have a second cohort start.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate your time and coming on. And I hope to all of our viewers that you got some value out of this. And if you want to speak more with Lorianne, I'd highly recommend it. I mean, I've learned so much from her already about speaking. And like I said, I haven't even taken her class yet. So she's just wonderful. She's easy to deal with. And she gets your results. So if you want to be a top speaker, I would definitely start there.
Thank you. Thank you. And it's so funny, guys, because my last name really is Speaks. So it's not like I'm being, full of myself. My last name really is Speaks. So what a crazy time to be in this business and have this name. But I had this name before I was in this business. So
All right. Well, I appreciate you. And if you liked what you heard, make sure you like the video and subscribe to our channel. We are a growing company. We are starting, Acorn Life Mastery is all about helping you get your vision. So if you can answer this question, or if someone asks you this question, and it basically, says, what do you want? And your answer is, I don't know, then this is a spot. Acorn Life Mastery is where the spot where you want to get started, because we're really going to help you turn that from I don't know into I do know, and I'm getting more clarity on it. If you also go through and someone says, what do you really want? And you can rattle off 10 things of everything you don't want, then we definitely should be having a talk. And Acorn Life Mastery is a free platform for you to join. We don't market, we don't sell. We have products here, we have services that I would highly recommend to be in, but we offer free services for you to take advantage of, and for you just to get vision. You know, I've been around in business for a while now, and when I worked in a retail environment, I used to ask all of my staff, tell me some things that you want in life. And I would have to say like 95% of them wouldn't know.
mm,
And so this really speaks out to me of, why I started this platform, why we wanted to get this platform going, was to really help people develop their vision. So if you want to be part of this, we'll also put a link in here for you to join. And again, it's free. There's no cost to it at all. And sorry, my cat's just trying to do something with me. I don't know where she wants to go.
well, and I will second that. I've known Adam now, and I've been involved in Acorn. The mastermind that is created through this community has been so important to me. I started my company as strictly the support of speakers, authors, and podcasters. And I realized that there were so many newbies, as I call them, out there that really needed some mentoring. And really, that's what I love to do. But I didn't allow myself that kind of thinking until I got into this and really created my vision too. So I will second the fact that if you really want to drill down into what your vision is, that's a great place to be.
Cool. Well, thank you. Hope you guys liked it. Like and subscribe to our channel. And if you're looking for more info, we'll put it in the links down below to you get in touch with Lorianne and or join our community for free. All right. Talk to you later, everyone. Bye for now.